Morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is Friday. Yeah, Mike, I know that you're
Girl.
excited, getting a little bit closer to the weekend. Good
Oh
morning,
yeah.
everybody. Good morning.
This is my favorite show of the week besides the first show of the week.
Mondays and Fridays are your favorite?
Mondays and Fridays, man.
Yeah,
Mondays, I'm ready for it. By Friday, after work and the kid and doing all the home stuff, I'm like, I just want everything in my life to take a break. And I know once I get through this, is one more day of work and just get relaxed and come back Monday recharged.
yeah, man. No, I feel you.
Yeah. Because the Friday shows, Mondays and Fridays, I have the energy. It's
Right,
just
right.
like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I wane.
Yes. Good morning, Derpy. Derpy's in the house. Got his green,
Derpy.
got his green sweater on. I love to
Good
see it.
morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Just
Good.
watched the college football trailer.
Oh, you and his football college trailer. We'll talk about that here shortly, guys. Let me get started because like I said, I going into the weekend. There's so much stuff going on. You got USFL. I mean, the UFL. You got. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So let me jump on. I'm going to jump in the Pirates because we do have a lot to go over, and there is some important things going on with the Pirates. So don't kill me. Don't kill me for doing this. Good morning, Ron on the board. How you doing today, sir?
What up, Ron?
So I'm going to start with the Pirates, but again, we got a lot to go over today, guys. So just bear with me here. Pittsburgh Pirates, they start a 4-game series against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field yesterday. They managed to pull a win 5-4. They almost blew it late. Pirates now sit at 20-25. The Cubs dropped to 25-20. A few notable things that happened throughout this game. Nick Gonzalez hits another home run. This is either 2 or 3 since he's been up. Oliveras also hits a home run. It's 2 home runs in the game last night. Now the Pirates are on a 6-game home run streak, kind of reminiscent of what was going on in the preseason, spring training. I'm sorry, when this team was knocking the cover off the ball. Here they are again. They're on a 6-game home run streak. I wish that I can enjoy this, guys, but it's so hard with this baseball team. A couple other notable things here. Jared Jones having an amazing season so far for the Pirates. He throws goes 6 innings, gives up 7 hits, 3 earned runs. He has 7 Ks again.
Yeah, just whew,
that takes his
strikeout
total
machine.
63 strikeouts is where he's at right now, guys. So I did a little wondering. I was thinking about this. I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing. We're not even 2 months into this thing. The very end of this month will be 2 months. A couple days left of the month will actually be the official. But so I thought to myself, who has the most? Where is Jared Jones at, and where he could possibly land? So let's say he gets 7 more strikeouts between now and the end of the month. That's going to put him at 70. So you look at the you figure it out. They play 6 months. We've played a third. He's at 70. That puts him at roughly 210 strikeouts for the season.
Yeah.
So I look and I thought, well, I wonder how close he would be to people that has done really great in this area in the past. The most strikeouts in a season by a pitcher, guys, was back in 1886 by a man named Matt Kilroy. Now, keep in mind what we just said: 210 home runs for Jared Jones, probably strikeouts. If I keep saying home runs, I apologize. But so we figured he'd probably finish somewhere right around 210. Matt Kilroy, 513. Wow. As good as he's doing, think of that.
Yeah.
As good as Jared Jones is pitching.
Yeah, that was back in what?
1886, 1 year before the Pittsburgh Pirates were a team.
Yeah, 20 years removed from the Civil War.
You're right.
I think that record might be a bit skewed.
Yeah. But there you have it, though. The top guy of all time. You go down through the list, you see all your greats. You see Nolan Ryan, you see Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling the whole way down through the list. But 513 is the record if this young man ever wants to break that.
I wonder what that guy's fastest pitch was. 62 miles an hour. He's bringing the heat.
But he's averaging about 7 strikeouts a game.
Yeah.
What does that put Kilroy at per game? How many strikeouts?
Yeah, that's insane. I'm not going to do the math because we know the math.
27 guys. He was probably striking out 20 of them.
Yeah. I'm going to go do a little Kilroy.
Yeah, Matt Kilroy. Kilroy. While Mike looks that up, I'll give you some more numbers. Chapman, Holderman, and Bednar all come in to help relieve Jared Jones in the game. Bednar gets the save. Those three who were supposed to be very solid, Chapman, Holderman, and Bednar, have been shaky to say the least so far this season. However, they did manage to pull it off, guys. They take a 1-0 lead in this 4-game series against the Cubs. Game 2 is today at 2:20. And what's so important about today's game, guys? It's Skeens Day again.
Skeens Day.
So, if you're interested in the whole Paul Skeens thing and the phenomenon that is Paul Skeens and the second coming, basically, he's going to be on the hill today at 2:20. And every game for the rest of the series is also going to be at 2:20. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday, all at Wrigley Field, all 2:20 starts. Bailey Falter and Mitch Keller goes through the weekend. But today, guys, is Skeens Day. Mike, you look like you have information.
Yeah, he threw 583 innings when he threw the 513 strikeouts.
Okay.
He completed 66 games for a record of 29 wins and 34 losses.
Wow.
Second place had 441 strikeouts.
So basically, he was getting a little over a strikeout a game. I mean, an inning is what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't that impressive if you look at it that way.
Yeah. Matthew Matches Kilroy was first place, and then Charles Oldhoss Radborn was second place. They don't make them like they used to. Those are just old-timey baseball names.
That is my next jersey on my list.
Yes. Everyone needs an Old Hoss jersey.
Yeah. But
Matches and Old Hoss. That should be our new name. Welcome to the Matches and Old Hoss podcast.
You know what? Yes, we're gonna.
I think we might do that.
I'll be Matches. You be Old Hoss.
I look like I would be an Old Hoss.
All right, I'll be Matches.
Yeah, you look like Matches. Matches and Old Hoss.
What was the little sidekick that flew around with Sonic the Hedgehog?
Knuckles.
Derpy could be Knuckles.
No. It's not Knuckles, it's Tails.
Derpy,
it's Tails. My bad.
Well, wasn't there eventually a Knuckles, though?
There was a Knuckles.
I think Tails was first, and then Knuckles came out later. And I think between the two, I'd rather Derpy be Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles. Knuckles, Matches, and Old Hoss.
I like it. Whatever just happened. What's that, Derpy?
I'll be the power.
Hey, I tell you this. Tell you what, Derpy. If you can manage and handle your fire alarm situation on a regular basis, you could be Tails. But if we continue to have fire alarm issues, you're Knuckles. How's that?
Yeah, that's how it should go.
Is that fair?
I think I'll take Knuckles.
You like Knuckles?
There you go. So that just proves that this mofo does not want to fix that fire alarm.
I love it.
No, I
love
won't.
that.
This is a safety issue, Derpy. We were worried about your safety.
That fire alarm. Listen, dude.
Look, and it just went.
It knows. It's.
I swear, I think he has like an app on his phone that he just hits at random times because it's never consistent.
I think that fire alarm is more important to this show than I am. I got to be honest with you. If we lost that fire alarm, it wouldn't be the same.
No. Like we can build a whole show around just the fire alarm.
Yeah, I know we can. It can have its own block on the screen. We'll just have a picture of his fire alarm. So here we go, guys. So the Pirates going to game 2 of 4 against the Cubbies. Here's what the division looks like at the moment. Milwaukee sits in first place. Of course, the Cubs are 2 games out. Pirates are 7 games out. With sole possession of third place. The Cincinnati Reds sit at 7.5 games out, which I have something to say about them in a minute. And the St. Louis Cardinals sitting at 8 out. So the last 3 teams in the division are 7, 7.5, and 8 games. A matter of this weekend could change that around. We could be in last. St. Louis could be in third. There's just so much.
Yeah.
I see the fire alarm had a comment about that. And but check this out. You want to hear something crazy? You know how we say I'd rather have Ellie Dela Cruz than O'Neill Cruz sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear what he's doing this year? He has 30 steals in 44 games.
Yeah.
He's on pace for 118 steals this season if he would continue this road. Our guy can't hit the ball. Our guy can't field the ball. Our guy can't run the bases. I want Ellie Dela Cruz. I don't want the Predator anymore.
No, I don't. Not until like I said yesterday, this last 15 game stretch, he's been playing well. Just be more consistent, and then we'll say we want you over Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
Until that happens, give me Ellie in my life.
A local writer here in the area, John Parado, he had written an
Yeah,
article saying that he's using his natural ability, which he's a very athletic and
yeah,
strong young man, but his baseball skills are very terrible, and he needs to there's a lot of improvement.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if he was playing good baseball, he would be an amazing athlete, but he's just an amazing athlete and he's doing enough to get by.
Yeah, because you watch some of the way that he like the moves that he makes out on the field, base running watch. You're like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like that makes no sense. But then other times, he'll check swing a home run. You're like, oh my God, this is amazing. He needs to find a way to marry, baseball sense and that
Right.
natural ability. And I know
And
like
if
a
he
lot of
does,
people online are like,
yeah.
oh, look, O'Neal Cruz is doing so much better after this comment. That comment's stupid. Well, look when the comment was made. He was playing
Right.
terrible ball.
Yeah.
So the
No,
comment
he's been on a
stands.
little streak lately. No two ways
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But a couple other things though here, Mike. We traded. We made a big trade yesterday.
Yeah.
We
I did not realize this until I was on my way home listening to the radio.
we traded away our a prospect, somebody that we brought up through the system. And we had a lot of
Yeah.
confidence in. Right-handed pitcher Rosie Contreras is gone, guys.
Yeah.
Contreras is gone. He was in our starting rotation last season.
Mm-hmm.
Fell back to the bullpen. Didn't look so great early on. A third of the way through the season, they ship him off for the LA Angels for cash considerations.
That's Bob Nutting's favorite piece to get back.
Oh,
Cash
you ain't kidding.
consideration. That's his favorite. Like, we couldn't get anyone for him. You got to be shitting me.
So
You're
there
not
you
getting
go.
anything from the Angels.
All right.
I'd take a ball machine or something. Just something other than cash
bucket of balls.
consideration.
Bag of
Like,
chips.
yeah, something that's productive that you know what's going to be used. You know the bag of chips is going to be eaten. That cash consideration, it's not going to be used on payroll. It's not going to be used on scouting and development. It's going to go right into his pocket.
I'd like to see this guy's home life. You know what I mean? What if these guys are stockpiling this money? They got to be living like kings.
Oh, he has to be.
I'd like to take a tour, or at least see a tour of this guy's abode.
Yeah.
But there you have it, guys. The Bucks are on a 6-game hitting home run streak. I'm sorry, they are up 1-0 in this Cubby series. They go 3 more. It's a 4-game set. Today is Skeens Day. Saturday and Sunday, Falter and Keller. They're all 220 starts from today on. Also, we could expect Andrew McCutcheon to catch fire because
Yes.
the biggest furry convention in the world falls in right here in Pittsburgh every year. The furries, where these people dress up like animals, which I still don't fully even understand this whole thing. But they get this: the furry convention sold out Pittsburgh hotels for January or July 4th through the 7th in 12 minutes.
Yeah, I saw that.
12 minutes. They sold out the Pittsburgh hotels for that event. So
that's insane.
If you're coming to town for the 4th of July weekend, good luck finding a room.
You know what? I wonder how many of those rooms McCutcheon bought for his furry friends.
Right.
Because he is a different ball player when they are in town.
He'll be hitting 300 in July. Watch.
You know it.
Also,
hey, we should have the furry convention. It should be a 6 month operation in Pittsburgh.
Right. And you know what? Them furries would probably do it.
They would too. They're like, hell yeah. We'll come and go, go to work, come back, fly back on the weekend. Hell yeah. McCutcheon will fund the whole thing. McCutcheon and Derpy's fire alarm.
That's knuckles to you, Mike. So Ron, no, you're fine, man. I know that you have a lot going on. No biggie. Ron also says how bad did the Steelers get screwed with their schedule? Week 15, 16, 17, plus 3 games back to back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
No two ways about that. We're gonna toss the pig iron over to football here in just a second. We'll talk a little bit more about this. My question is this, Mike: who is, before we leave the baseball topic, who is going to be the big one in Pittsburgh? Is it going to be Livy Dunn, or is it going to be Sierra? Because now Kansas City's
Ooh.
created this this whole pop culture thing within the the sports arenas. Of course, with Taylor Swift, is Livy Dunn or Sierra going to be more popular? Not just in Pittsburgh, but you're going to see their faces all over the TV. I mean, you watched the game against with the Paul Skeens last week. You've seen Livy, and I could bet you $1,000,000 that you're going to see Sierra all over television once Russell Wilson starts playing. Mike, which one of these ladies are going to be more popular?
I'm gonna go with Livy Dunn because I could not pick Sierra out of a lineup if you put a gun to my head.
Really?
Real, I have no idea who she is. I know she's supposed to be some huge pop star, and I mean, look at me. I know pop culture.
Yeah.
I just scream pop culture junkie. I have no idea who she is. I literally have no idea. So just on that alone, I'm just gonna go with Livy Dunn. Because I represent everyone.
Here's a weird thing, Mike, that happened to me though. We just found out recently that, of course, Russell Wilson is moving, to the area, obviously, because he's working here. And there's been reports that he's living real close by.
Yeah.
I don't think I would know her either. If I seen Sierra, and I don't know how these people live. Maybe they take limousine. I don't know. But if I seen her at an intersection and I waved her through, I don't think I would know.
I would have.
But I'm going to be
idea.
honest with you. If I seen Livy Dunn in an intersection, I wouldn't recognize her either. I would think, oh, hot chick, go ahead, do your thing, go through. But to be honest, I don't think I would recognize her.
Like on TV, you put them up there without a caption. I'd be able to point out Livy Dunn. I would not be able to put out Sierra, but in the wild, I wouldn't be able to pick either of them out.
Yeah.
But yeah. And you know how it is too. Like when you see famous people out and about, you're like, is that them or not? You're never really sure.
Right.
So, but yeah,
you're never sure until they look at you with that oh fuck look.
Yeah, and they got that look of oh god, is this going to be a normal person or a jackass?
Right.
Yeah,
that happens to me with the franchise Shane Douglas. I see him down at the grocery store here because he lives in my town, and every time I see him, he kind of it's that look like I know who I am.
Yeah, and you're like, oh god, please be normal, please be normal.
Right. So I don't even bother. He was there, we had him on the show.
Yeah,
we interviewed him, but I don't bother him. I see the franchise out, and I go the other way.
Yeah,
mostly because I don't want to be bothered.
You don't want to get stuck in a conversation.
Yeah, what if he starts talking to me then?
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, I just wanted to say, do the wave and nod.
I'm in the air. I'm not on the air. I don't talk when I'm not on the show. I don't talk to people, especially.
This is damn true. Like,
Ron says, Mike, you represent the hair club for men. Yes,
Ron, I do.
Yes, he does. Turpy represents Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog. Mike represents hair club.
I'll take it.
Hell yeah,
I like it. I like it. It's a nice twist. Let's go ahead and toss it over to the football field guys, to the gridiron, if you will. This is going to tie in with what Ron is asking and what we were just talking about. Let me lay this out for you. The VP of Broadcasting Planning, Mike North, says the NFL took Taylor Swift's concert scheduling into account when making the 24-25 schedule for the NFL. 14 games. 14 games she's going to be able to attend of the Chiefs. 3 games she's not. The San Francisco, the Las Vegas, and the LA Chargers. She will be on stage performing at one of her shows. But maybe, just maybe, the Steelers got the screw here because Taylor Swift's
I knew this was coming.
Schedule.
I knew this was coming.
It isn't that kind of a fucked up thing if that's the case?
No, because she has a tour, her tour is still going on, and she's using the NFL stadiums. So you got to figure out, okay, you kind of have to put that into effect of she has these places booked at this time. We kind of need our stadiums, so okay, we got to work around it. Yeah.
I don't know.
But I do want to say she did screw us over.
She did screw us over. So if we don't do good this year,
it's all Taylor Swift's fault.
It is all Taylor Swift's fault.
I was on Taylor Swift's side up until this point.
So here's something that's interesting. In the last, we were talking about baseball, I asked if Livy Dunn or Sierra, excuse me, sorry, would be more popular. Now this is something I don't know who it was. Maybe it's just somebody. But in this article, it said they should do a bet on the Christmas Day game between the Chiefs and the Steelers. And if the Steelers win, Sierra would then go on and do a concert at the stadium, a Christmas concert after the game. And of course, if the Chiefs win, Taylor Swift would go on and do a Christmas concert after the show. As much as I hate this pop culture being with these pop singers being put into football, I would dig that because it's making it interesting. It's a competition now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm glad there is some competition because I don't know, the whole Taylor Swift thing. She was just getting too much. Now, if there's other people in there and they could talk about somebody else at least.
You know, they could talk about me. I'm going to start going to all these games, and I'll force the cameras to look at me.
All right.
I am dating this player. I am dating that player. They will all have to follow me.
That would be hilarious.
I will too. I will show up wearing, their jerseys, and I get my nails done and get my hair.
Well, you sing
do
though.
something with my
That's the
beard
question.
for him. Yeah.
Say that you have a you have a history with Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Say he just
That's
randomly,
why I'm so mean to him.
he just randomly falls on me.
Oh yeah, he does, big boy. Yes, I am Steve Irwin. I am just like Steve Irwin. I'm out in the wild with the
nothing like Steve Irwin.
with the man about town.
Whatever the opposite of Steve Irwin is, that would be what Mike is. I've never seen Mike in the wilderness.
I am out in the wild with the people.
You see when he's out in the sun for an hour and he gets that red on his head, how he's so miserable. Can you imagine him bit up by bugs and mosquitoes? And
mosquitoes love me. I'm outside for 5 minutes and I get bit by bugs everywhere. Goodell looks like he has a ton of. Him and Jerry Jones both look like they have a ton of work done.
Netflix is paying $150 million for the 2024 Christmas games, guys. I say we boycott.
You're not going to watch the Steeler game?
Well, no, I'm going to watch the Steeler. But
Very effective boycott.
But listen, 150 million. If people would boycott, that's what they're doing. They're trading hands over to the streamers here and the streaming apps. But what if nobody watched? Which is impossible because again, you have the Steelers and the Chiefs and other games. I can't think of who they are. But guys, $150 million Netflix paid for these games, which is wild.
It's not a bad. That's actually feels kind of cheap.
Really?
For primetime games for
$50 million a game.
Yeah, okay, I guess you break it down in the grand scheme of things, like some of the contract rights they have with like Fox and CBS and NBC and ESPN, but still, so they're gonna make. I think they're gonna make so much money.
Yeah, no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Some reports I am hearing about Russell Wilson. He has a very impressive work ethic. Apparently, they're saying Russell Wilson's work ethic with the Steelers is comparable to what Antonio Brown used to be.
And he was a
workhorse.
He was. Say what you will about AB. He was always working.
He was one of them exceptionally, unbelievably workers. You know what I mean? Where you see him on off days running up hills. It was always something with him.
Yeah.
And apparently they're comparing Russell Wilson to that work ethic.
You know what? And that'd be good to have, especially as a quarterback, being that leader already as a quarterback and then leading by that example.
Yeah.
That's just gonna not to go down this rabbit hole, but kind of like what Jalen Warren said, we're seeing a different level of leadership out of the quarterback room, and that's going to affect the guys too. And you see someone like this, you're going to want to do that too. So that can only be a positive effect down the roster.
I want to say good morning to Brian on the board as well. A couple things here. Let's talk about the Steelers. Apparently, where'd it go? Now here it is. The Steelers are having discussions with former Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas. What do you think about Michael Thomas, Mike? Could that fill the void?
If healthy, yes.
Yes.
If healthy, yes. But his big issue wasn't it Derby like the past 4 years is just injuries.
Yes.
But if you can get him dirt cheap,
which they should be at this point, because if he's still out there,
yeah. And if he comes in and gets hurt halfway through the season, okay, we're kind of back where we are now. So,
but at that point, you'd like to think that maybe your Roman Wilson, guys like this will be more ready to step up at that point.
Yeah. I like at first, like during the whole process, I was opposed to it, but now at this point in the process, these are the guys you're getting.
Right.
guys that have injury
These
concerns.
are our guys. Yeah.
Yeah, guys that are hurt,
Oh,
guys that when you have so much money tied up to like 4 or 5 guys, you gotta get the scrap heap. You got to get the injury guys. Got to buy the lemons. So and see what you can get out of them. And if you can get, like you said, 8 games out of them, and by that point, like you said, Ryan, Roman Wilson should be ready to take over. Wouldn't be a bad investment. You know what, I'd be okay with it because you're not counting on him right now because to be the guy who'll come and be the number 2 and mentor along. Roman Wilson, then everyone else falls into line. It would be a nice pickup. Probably get him for like 8-9 mil a year, which wouldn't be bad.
Look how far our standards have dropped.
Yeah.
First, we went Justin Jefferson or
yeah, I know, right?
Then we went Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Now we're Cortland Sutton and Michael Thomas. So if these fall through, I don't know where the hell we're going to be. But at this point, these guys are starting to sound a lot better to me because if this is the best we're going to get, you better get somebody.
Yeah. At least like Michael Thomas has, there are seasons where he was damn good. Cortland Sutton still, he's not a top 15 receiver, but he's a damn good receiver. You pair him with Pickens, it's a good pick. After that, like you said, you're scraping the true bottom of the barrel.
Absolutely. I just don't want us to wait till we get.
Yeah. He had 1,000-yard receiving seasons in 16, 17, 18, 19. Then the injuries started happening 2022, 2023. So
what's he about 30 years old then?
30, 31. Yeah.
Also,
6,500 yards, 36 touchdowns. Not a bad career. It's just those injuries at the end.
And he never had Drew Brees thrown to him either down there, did he?
There should have been an overlap with Drew Brees in those years.
Did he?
Yeah,
they haven't really have any great quarterbacks since then.
Yeah.
Terrell Edmonds, Mike, he signed with Jacksonville. He is off the
board.
He is off the board. So Terrell Edmonds, if anybody hoped that we were getting him back, he did sign with Jacksonville, who I see making some improvements this year. I thought Jacksonville had a pretty good team last year and the year before. The receivers and players are bringing in. So Terrell Edmonds, Mike, is off the board. But I keep seeing more and more and more and more and more good things being said about our new cornerback, Dante Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of secondary, I mean, every report that I'm getting is saying that he is, he's looking pretty damn good over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too early in the process, that he's playing well. The team's really high on him. They think he's, better than what, a lot of people are thinking. And like I said, up until last year, he was, he had a lot of picks last year, but like it looked like his coverage skills kind of went down a little bit, but that team was down last year too.
Yeah.
So if he can round back into form from the previous couple years, it's looking to be a nice pick.
He just never really seemed that good to me. He's a solid football player.
Yeah.
But even, he goes to Philadelphia and they don't like him and they don't love him. And I don't know. On the board, Ron says we should went after Boyd. Boyd, in fact, did get signed by Tennessee. So he's down there with Calvin Ridley and Boyd, and they have another. Oh, and also DeAndre Hopkins. So watch out for Tennessee. Boyd, we could have got him dirt cheap, but Mike and I were saying yesterday, it seemed like there was something more to what was going on with Tyler Boyd. Of course, the hometown guy. Perhaps the Steelers were trying to talk him into things with some kind of hometown discount. As I think somebody worded it yesterday. But Tyler Boyd is gone. He is on the Tennessee Titans, guys. So it's getting down to slim pickings, and anything that you really find now, there's gonna be baggage, as Mike said, with Michael Thomas and his injuries, and you're not going to get that top guy at this point unless you figure something out on the trade block.
We should do a sneaky trade with Cincinnati for T. Higgins.
Oh, that'd be
that wouldn't be.
Man, could you imagine?
Would that not be an Omar Khan move though? Yeah. Trading within the division
and getting somebody that good.
Yeah. Like he's crazy enough to try it, and you know what? I wouldn't be opposed to it.
No, me neither. Especially if you could pull it off.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of things I do want to pull up and talk about today. I found kind of interesting. One, Mike, what I'm going to do first is talk about the amount of games each team in the NFL did get on their how many primetime games each team got in the league. So the leader of the pack, Mike, there's 3 teams. They got 6 primetime games scheduled as of now. The Dallas Cowboys, the Jets, and the San Francisco 49ers all have 3 primetime games coming up this season. San Fran, Dallas, I could understand. The Jets, it's going to be, last year they gave them like 100 primetime games.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers goes down game 1 and it was a big waste. But San Francisco, they're electric. You'd like to see them, and also Dallas. There's a lot of people for whatever reason that like that team. They do have a lot of fans, and I can see the support. So those 3 teams have 6 primetime games out of 17 games. They have 6 primetime.
Like I agree with all of them, but the Jets.
Same here.
Yeah, like the Jets one doesn't make sense to me. It feels like a makeup for last year for him getting hurt.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep. Derpy.
I love there.
Fire
it is.
alarm.
There's
Killing
Knuckles. 5, Mike. There's 5 for 5 primetime games. These are the teams that have 5 primetime games, which is the most teams. Most of the amount of teams have 5 primetime games out of everything else. The Ravens, the Bills, the Bengals, the Lions, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All so good so far.
All makes sense. All makes sense. Yeah.
Now the last 4, those are the first 5. The Rams, the Eagles, the Packers, and the Dolphins. I say no on the Rams, but I'm okay with the rest. Because I think Green Bay is up and coming. I think Philadelphia is still considered an elite team.
Yeah.
In Miami, they have too much firepower to keep.
Yeah, they're too flashy. Like the Rams, you got what? Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford.
No, I mean that's 5 prime.
That's 5. Like if Aaron Donald was still there, I'd say that makes sense because he's still he was still dominant last year, but this year it doesn't make sense to me.
The next tier, 4 primetime games. There are 6 teams in this tier. The Cleveland Browns, Seattle Seahawks, the Houston Texans, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those are your 6 teams that have 4 primetime games this upcoming season. I dig for all those except for Atlanta. I'm going to be honest. Houston, like Mike said, the Steelers Stroud. You have to have on primetime. The Steelers, it's just
that's a moneymaker right there.
The Buccaneers building a nice team down there. I look for them to run that division. A lot of people might say Atlanta, but Tampa Bay would be my pick. Seattle, I mean, they're still a popular team.
They're still very popular
for whatever the reason. And the Browns, I mean, come on, if that last season showed anything, I would say that they also deserve. And as much as I hate to say that, I think that this tier is all right.
Yeah, with the Browns, we hate them, but you can't deny that defense is very dynamic. They fly around the field. They're fun to watch. Deshaun Watson, love them or hate them, that narrative is still out there, and that's going to draw eyeballs.
I think people just want to see if this team can continue to be good, continue to be competitive. So I want to see what they're doing.
Yeah, can they not be the Browns?
Right. As a football fan, I'm with it. As a Steeler fan, fuck them.
Right.
Right.
The next tier, guys, these are 4 teams that have 3 primetime games. Let's see if you agree or disagree. The New York Giants. Now, mind you, they have more right now than 10 other teams. There's going to be 10 other teams that have less than this. The Giants get 3 primetime games. The Chargers, which I agree with. I think you got Harbaugh coming in, and you have a healthy Herbert. You have to give the Chargers. The Saints, and the Bears. The Bears, guys.
Yeah, I can see it. You have the number 1 draft pick. You got it. They added some weapons on offense, on defense. So that doesn't surprise me.
3 is a good number for them. Of course, as you said, you get the number 1 pick. I think you have to taunt that a little bit. So flaunt that. I'm sorry. And the one team I think don't belong here is the New York Giants. I don't think they should have any.
No.
Which there's only one team in the whole league that doesn't have any. We'll get to them in just a moment. So next tier down, these 5 teams have two primetime games this year. The Denver Broncos. I'm cool with that. The Vikings.
You still have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison.
They have some good things.
Yeah, they got some good weapons there.
Also, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that they kind of got skimped on this list, but they are in the 2 games. And finally, the Raiders, and then the Commanders. So the 5 teams that have 2
Yeah.
primetime games are the Broncos, Jaguars, Vikings, Raiders, and Commanders.
Yeah.
I guess they are. I don't know.
I don't have a problem with that. Like, the Raiders, Commanders, they are still historic franchises that
Right.
have, it's hard to tell like the history of the NFL without those 2 teams. Like you can, but
these teams have 1 primetime game. The Indianapolis Colts, Tennessee Titans. So that's half of the AFC South.
Wow.
Right. You'd think the Titans would get a little bit more respect.
Yeah,
with everything that they brought
for
in.
like the offensive weapons they added.
Absolutely. The New England Patriots.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Boy, how the mighty has fallen.
I know. I love it.
And finally, the Cardinals. The Cardinals also have 1 primetime game.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
And finally, Mike, there's 1 team that has 0, which I think is kind of fucked up at this point. Because if everybody
Right?
else has a
You can't
primetime,
find one.
you can't not just let them not have a primetime game. Come on. The Carolina Panthers, of course, are the 1 team. Deontay Johnson will not be playing primetime football this coming season. The Panthers have 0, which I think is fucked up.
That is,
It makes sense though.
It does. They are the
what's
worst.
Knuckles saying over there?
He says it makes sense. Him and his fire alarm says it makes sense.
He just does what his fire alarm tells him to do.
Yeah, but no, it does make sense. They're a bad team, but come on now, you couldn't put them.
I just don't think you could have 1 team that doesn't have any. That's kind of
that's kind of dickish.
It's dickish.
It is. I like it though. It is kind of funny
because you're dickish.
I am a. Yeah, I can't dispute that.
I also have this other thing, guys, that I think is going to be a lot of fun. If you guys want to participate with me here, this is something that somebody made, and I don't know what it is. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. I thought, you know what, I'm going to take that and I'm going to read it on our show. So I want to throw it out there. I did not create this, but this is something that somebody made, Mike, that goes through all 18 weeks of the season, and it kind of gives these kind of tongue-in-cheek satire predictions of stories and headlines that are going to happen in the NFL through every week. Let me give you an example. Week one. Aaron Rodgers' other Achilles does the funniest thing ever. Week number 2. Here's going to be what the predicted headlines are going to be in the NFL for week number 2. Stephon Diggs throws a sideline tantrum after Tank Dell gets a single more target than him.
I can see that happening.
See, some of these you could see. That's what I'm saying.
I feel bad for CJ Stroud.
Yeah. Week 3. Here's going to be the headlines from week 3. Kirk Cousins throws 4 interceptions in primetime, and the Falcons fans calls for Michael Penix Jr. to start.
That could happen. Hopefully it's week 1, baby.
Week 4. Xavier Worthy single-handedly costs the Chiefs a game, Kadarius Toney style.
Ooh, a little dropsy poo.
Number 5, week number 5. These are the headlines, guys.
T Swift will kick his ass.
Week number 5. End of Joe Burrow's mandatory 4-week stretch of being the worst quarterback in the NFL to start every season. He doesn't ever start strong.
He does. He never starts strong, or he's injured.
The next week, week 6 predictions headlines. Russell Wilson tweets, "Steele got it." STEEL got it after his first 3 touchdown game. I can see this. That's something that Russell Wilson would type, right?
Yes, and that is something I would get behind. I'm going to be the biggest Russell Wilson mark there is this year. I don't fanboy players on the show, but I think this year I am going to be the biggest Russell Wilson fanboy there is.
So again, week 6, Russell Wilson tweets, "Steele got it after his first
Steele got it, baby."
After his first 3 touchdown game.
If he throws for 3 touchdowns in a game and tweets "Steele got it," I will get a tattoo of "Steele got it" on my body.
All right. Derpy, Knuckles, are you still down for your tattoo?
Yeah.
He wants to get that TJ Watt on his face, and I don't remember what the stipulation was, but I'm sure we'll get back into that before the season at some point.
Oh, we'll find a way to get him
week
that
number
tattoo.
7. Week number 7, Mike. These are the prediction headlines for the NFL through all 18 weeks. Number 7. Micah Parsons visits Penn State during the bye week to touch freshmen in the locker room. I kid you not, that's what it says on here, Mike. I shit you not. Micah Parsons visits the Penn State during the bye week to touch freshmen in the locker room.
Hey,
I
tradition is
this.
tradition, okay?
I didn't make this up.
Tradition is tradition.
Week number 8.
At least they're freshmen, okay? We're progressing.
Right. Week number 8. Swifties reach enough petition signatures to get Harrison Buckner cut from the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to take that long. I'm going to be honest. We'll talk about Harrison Buckner and his whole situation here when we're done, but I don't think it's going to take that long.
Oh, man, between him and Rashee Rice.
Yeah. I like what's going on in Kansas
Andy
City.
Reid's like, guys, shut up and Uber everywhere.
I love this. Maybe this is the year that they fall. Number 9, Mike. Malik Neighbors requests a trade.
You know what? Rookie receiver being a diva. Yeah.
I could see it.
I forget where he got drafted to, but fuck yeah.
Yeah, he was high up.
Giants.
Giants.
Oh,
Giants.
yeah. Oh, that's going to be week 1, baby.
I say half of these are going to come true. Number 10. So we are 1 through 9. The NFL predictions for headlines through all 18 weeks. Number 10, guys. Refs call a hip drop tackle penalty on a failed 4th and 20 to hand the Chiefs a win.
Oh, it's happening, baby.
Let me say that one more time. Refs call a hip drop tackle penalty on a failed 4th and 20 to hand the Chiefs a win.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the most likely thing so far.
And it'll be the Super Bowl.
That's week 10, Knuckles.
Week 10.
Week 11. Week 11. Another member of the Mahomes family gets arrested.
Come on, man. That ain't funny, man.
No, week number 12. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers takes the Jets wide receivers to South America for ayahuasca darkness retreat during their bye week. I could totally see that happening.
These are great.
Week number 13, guys. Cowboys intercept Daniel Jones 4 times on Thanksgiving, and fans get delusional and start saying this is our year.
Yep. That tracks.
Whoever made this list is a genius.
They're all believable.
Yeah. Week number 14. Derek Carr drives another teammate insane. Week number 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're down to about 5. We got 5 more to go. Week 15. Tyreek Hill, I'm sorry, assaults marina employee during OBJ's Miami boat trip.
Yep.
Number 16. This is a good one, Mike. I think you'll like this. Caleb Williams comes out as the first trans player in NFL history. So these are the headlines, guys. Just tuning in. These are the headlines predicted for each and every week of the NFL season. Guys, we got 2 more left. Week 17. Bills run a failed trick play with DeMar Hamlin at quarterback with their season on the line.
No.
Hey, it almost worked on the special teams play. Now we're going to try on an offense.
Yeah.
They wouldn't think, we'll have him in there. It's going to Josh Allen.
Right.
Yeah.
And finally, guys, for the predictions for all 18 weeks of the headlines of the NFL season, week number 18, Rashee Rice gets arrested for murder.
I don't mean to laugh at that.
but still, come on. It's
believable.
Fantastic.
It's yeah.
I got to give it to whoever wrote this. It doesn't credit anybody. I've seen it a few places, but this was gold, guys.
Like 95% of those are you would see that headline like, yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Rashee Rice one, the way he's going, yeah.
So there you go. That is what you're looking for going into the 2024 NFL season, guys. We'll see how many of these come true. I'm going to keep this because I have a feeling there's going to be quite a few. I
It
do
wouldn't
have
surprise like that Malik Neighbors one. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened sooner.
right.
I forgot he went to New
Right.
York and like he did not look happy. And I don't blame him. You're going to Daniel freaking Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on a little bit here, guys. Starting to get close to being about that time. The Pittsburgh Passion, Mike, they have a home game this week after having a bye last week. They're starting red hot, 2-0, put up a bunch of points in both of their games. They have the New York Wolves, who just got killed last week, coming to town. This game is at 6 o'clock tomorrow. If you want to go down and check out the ladies down there, our professional football team, the Passion, you got to go down to George Couples Stadium on the south side. The first home game of the year was at Pine Richland High School, but now, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why and how and what they're doing, but you got to go down to south side if you're going to check out the game. Again, that is at 6 o'clock at George Couples Stadium's the Pittsburgh Passion versus the New York Wolves.
Check them out, support them, watch them go whoop some ass.
That's right. That's right, baby. And here's what it kind of blows my mind. This just came out yesterday, guys. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds announced plans for a new field in North Huntington Township, which is 20 miles southeast of Highmark Stadium.
Huh.
Highmark Stadium, this is the reason why people go down to see them.
Yeah, and like didn't they just remodel Highmark Stadium?
Yes, and they're planning on putting more into it.
Yeah.
I think this screws the again 20 miles southeast of the city.
It's
This isn't what that team needs. This team
no,
needs to
no,
be in the city.
It's
This
not like a
team,
training facility or anything. Or is it
you
actual?
know what? I don't know. I mean, if it is, I could accept that. But
Yeah.
if they're moving this team out of Highmark Stadium, I think that is by far the worst decision that this franchise has made since they've been in town. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's insane.
That is insane. If you could pull it up and find anything out there,
Yeah, I just want to because I
right.
didn't see this the other day or today when it came out the other day.
As far as the Hounds go, I do want to give you a little update. They do play North Carolina FC tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So more Pittsburgh sports on the weekend to check out. They have been playing the Hounds and even the Pittsburgh Passion on the CW channel here, and even on the sports Pittsburgh channel that the Pirates and Penguins play on. So you could probably catch either of those games on TV. But the Hounds play tomorrow, 7 o'clock, North Carolina. The Passion play tomorrow, 6 o'clock, the New York Wolves. So cheer on your Pittsburgh sports teams. What else do I got here, Derpy? I think I had something here for you. Oh, that's what it is.
Okay, no, it'll be used like in conjunction with Highmark Stadium. It'd be used
they're
for
still-
like,
Is that
like they're Riverhounds like academies, so like their younger teams, and used for like the communities.
You know, I
and
didn't
used
think
for,
they
like,
were
rugby-
that
for
punt. I
other
mean,
stuff.
is that going to
Yeah.
be beneficial to make something for all those little things?
for like different and like for different. It looked like for like lacrosse and some other stuff. So more than just the Hounds use the facility. Another big facility for sports complex in the area.
Still seems weird to me. I don't
Yeah.
think people are going to like
Okay,
this.
I was just worried that like the Hounds were going to move out of Highmark, and yeah, so it's no, they'll still use Highmark, but they'll use that for other stuff like
Derpy,
to the community.
for Derpy, you have
Yes.
99 days. I know you're into this college football a lot. You've been really paying attention to the football game. You have 99 days till college football season starts. And to go along with what you're talking about, Derpy, with this video game that everyone's anticipating, because why they haven't created a college football game in many years. There's 19 colleges that's ever been on the covers, and it's going to be on the covers, and Pitt happens to be one of them. Larry Fitzgerald, 05 season, he was on the cover of the college
I
football
remember
game.
that.
But here are the other teams that's been on the covers of college football games: Florida State, Colorado, Arkansas, Boston College, Baylor, Utah, West Virginia, Boise State, Texas Tech, Oregon, USC, Michigan, Michigan State, Oklahoma State, Texas, Cal, and Alabama. So maybe one of these years, maybe Ohio State could be good, Derpy, and they'll put them on.
Yeah.
Until then, you
Derpy.
got to enjoy your Pitt cover. Take that. Caitlin Clark back at it last night, guys. Her first home game. They have the Indiana Fever, their home debut against the New York Liberty. The Liberty kills them 102-66.
Ouch.
Let me get your numbers here. She scores 9 points. I picked 18. These guys both picked more than me, so we're all over. But she had 9 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 turnovers, which is an improvement.
Yeah, got that down.
1 block and 5 fouls. Well, here's the thing. Maybe they ought to just, they had the whole thing. Well, hey, Caitlin, this is the WNBA. It's different now. This ain't the same as college. I'm thinking maybe go to the college game plan because this team stinks. Let her start shooting the ball.
Right?
At least that was a winning team. This team's 102-66.
Yeah. And like you look at her stat line outside of the points, is a good stat line.
It is 7. The girl gets rebounds. There's no two ways about it.
Rebounds,
games,
the assist,
she's always under the hoop, man.
Yeah. Cut down on the turnovers. In foul trouble again.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the refs are treating her. I'm gonna start calling her Caitlin Crosby because it reminds me of Crosby's rookie year. The players would take cheap shots at Crosby. They would never get penalties caught on them, but you barely hit someone and you would get the penalty. Now she's getting these ticky-tacky fouls. They're treating her the way Crosby was treated by the NHL at this time. Vets teaming up on her, refs teaming up on her. Same thing happened to Crosby. From now on, in my book, she is Caitlin Crosby. It will just take her a while for her to become dominant like Crosby was.
I can see that. I think just let this girl do what she did in college. I think they'll be just fine. I think they'll start, because if you take her out and play the way that you always play, they stink.
Yeah.
Let's try the other way. Let the girl,
just let her let her shoot more. And still, like, I want to see her be more of a facilitator too, even though she did have 7 assists,
6 assists.
6 assists.
You know what? Like, she led in scoring and assists in college. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, she can do both.
Yeah.
So
and to do both of those is crazy because one is usually a selfish position and the other one is more of a, let's talk about the USFL for a minute. We are getting close on time here. Guys, this is week 8. Week 8 already in the USFL. 2 weeks of regular season left. And then they do this thing, guys, where they play a USFL and an XFL championship weekend, apparently, in the divisions. However that plays out. So after the season's over, they have a 1 week where the players from the XFL play each other in USFL. Then after that, the playoffs start. Almost like a championship, like the conference championships in basketball, it seems like, with that round. Then the playoffs and then the championship. So there's only roughly about 4 or 5 weeks left. Week 8, guys, tomorrow, 4:00 game is the 1-6 Memphis versus the 5-2 Michigan Panthers. 8:00 is 1-6 Houston Roughnecks versus the 7-0 Alabama Stallions. On Sunday, Mike, your team, the DC Defenders, sitting at 3-4, traveling to St. Louis to play the Battlehawks, who are 4-5.
Yeah.
And finally, 4:00 on Sunday, the 1-6 Arlington team takes on the 5-2 San Antonio Brahmas. That is some live pro football for this weekend if you want to watch, guys.
Beer Snake. Make a comeback. Come on, DC Defenders. At least finish 500 for me.
I got a good idea for a comeback, Mike. Why don't you come back and tell us about the website?
The2dumyinzers.com. The2dumyinzers.com. If you're new here, we got all of Ryan and I's social media links over there. We got our merchandise store, and we got the blog up over at the2dumyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. www.the2dumyinzers.com. All right, guys. So today is going to be a Pittsburgh Pirates question, and this has to do with their record. Okay. They're 20-25 right now, 45 games into the season. Here we go. Play along on the board if you wish. The Bucks are now 20-25 at 45 games. What was their win total last season at 45 games? The Pirates are 20-25 right now at 45 games. What was their win total last season? You got to remember, they started 20-8. That's 28 games. So I'm looking for their win total after 45 games last year. Take a minute to think that over. We are live. We're live, everybody, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, right here, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the show that we do, the new show that we do live every day, we take and we upload over on Spotify at 8:00 p.m. in podcast form. If you'd rather just listen to the show, you don't get a chance to watch the show, or maybe you're somewhere and you got your earbuds in and you choose to listen that way, which is great. Go ahead, check it out at Spotify, 8:00 p.m., the brand new 2 Dum Yinzers show in podcast form. All right, Mike, so here's the question. The Bucks are 20-25 at 45 games this season.
Mm-hmm.
What was the total win? How many total wins did they have last season after 45 games? Again, they started 20-8 last season. I need to know how many games they had won this point last season.
28.
28. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to lock Mike into place on 28. Derpy, I'm going to come over to you. Knuckles. The Pirates are 20-25 at the moment at 45 games. What was their win total last season at 45 games? Note, they started 20-8. What do you think? Mike said 28 wins is what they had last year at this point.
29.
29. Derpy says 20. Knuckle says 29. Knucklehead says 28. Ron on the board says 23. Here it is. The Bucks are 20-25 at 45 games. What was their win total last season after 45 games? 23, 28, 29, or the picks? Brian says if they were 20-8, they went 0-17 or something like that. I'm guessing 20-25. The answer, guys, after starting 20-8 in 28 games, their win total at 45 games was 24 wins.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. 24 wins. We're 4 games behind where we were this time last year. So as terrible as they're playing right now, yeah, 24 games this time last year. So that ultimately, let me pull out this math that I figured out briefly before the show. 20 wins in 28 games. Mike, 20 wins in 45 games. They just reached 20 today, or last night. I'm sorry. So there you go. Mike, anything before we start getting ready to wrap it up for the week?
Yeah, did you see the number one golfer in the world got arrested on his way into the
I did see that.
tournament today?
That's going to be what I'm going to say. Yeah. So
yeah. This thing is wild, bro.
Yes. Let me go to Derpy real quick. Derpy, anything before we get ready to roll for the weekend?
Thanks for everyone watching. And Paul Skeens Day.
Paul Skeens Day. Yeah. So what Mike was saying, and Ron, you were the closest without going over it. Absolutely. Pro golfer Scotty Scheffler was charged with second-degree assault on a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, and disregard traffic signals from a cop at 8:40 this morning on his way to go golf. What a way to start the day. Sounds like Rasheed Rice is
he tried to go around them. They signaled him to stop or something, and then the police officer attached himself to the vehicle.
Yeah.
The hell is he? You got those grippy gloves on,
right? And at that point,
they try to pull him from the car. My favorite line is the Officer Cooligan's pants, valued at $80, were damaged beyond repair. Everyone on Twitter is like, "Oh, he pooped himself."
You see these policemen's pants. A lot of times, I see them; they're just a pair of pants. It seems like they get the shirt.
Yeah.
But sometimes the pants doesn't even match something that I noticed with these cops.
Yeah. The memes that are coming out are great. People are like, how can you do this? He's the number one golfer in the world. So they got remember from Rodney King, they had the Bloods and the Crips holding up the do-rags tied together. It was like liberals and golfers / degenerate gamblers coming together on police reform.
What a wild story, huh?
I was like, this, I heard it on the radio when I got out of work. I'm like, this has to be a joke, right? It has to be a misunderstanding. No, it's like this whole thing. He was booked. He was in the orange jumpsuit, mugshot, and everything.
Yeah. Such a classy game, that golf, too. So it's going to be interesting.
Oh, my God. It's wild. It's wild.
So that's what I had. Mike, you thefted that for me, but that's
I'm sorry. It's all over Twitter. And it's great.
All right.
He likes stealing our thunder, Ryan.
He does, Knuckles. Thank you.
You guys are so mean to me.
Anything else? I do want to say thank you, everybody, for checking us out and coming to hang out with us today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We really do. We wouldn't do it without you. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting. Mike, one more time. Anything else before we get ready to roll?
Nah, I can't wait to see y'all Monday.
All right, Derpy.
Mike, you stay bald.
And
Bald and beautiful, baby.
the only thing that I have is, guys, tune in today at 2:20. You have Paul Skeens back on the hill making his second start in the majors. The Passion and the Hounds both back at it this weekend. Passion at 6 o'clock tomorrow. The Hounds at 7 o'clock tomorrow. UFL, I'm sorry, they have a bunch of games. If you want to watch some pro football, that is going to be on. And I think that'd be it, guys.
That's
So
it.
that's it for you guys. All right, speak now. Forever hold your peace. All right.
Nothing.
All right.
I got nothing.
All right. So for Mike in the Steeler Central mobile studio, for Knuckles and myself, everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we'll be back first thing on Monday to talk about all these things and more. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.